Hey guys, welcome to DevOpsSchool. In this video tutorial, we are going to teach you about Terraform, which is a quietly revolutionizing DevOps by changing the way infrastructure is managed and making it faster and more efficient to execute DevOps projects. After going through this tutorial, I promise you that the concept and understanding of the Terraform will be absolutely clear to you. But before we begin, let me inform you a few things about us. DevOpsSchool is one of the leading platforms which offers DevOps, cloud and containers technology training and certification programs for freshers and established professionals who wish to update and consolidate their skills in the dynamic IT scenario. We ensure that the training solutions are delivered by highly experienced domain experts with practical working experience in various verticals. You can join our all training programs globally through online platforms, and if you're looking for classroom workshop, then we have regular batches available in Hyderabad and Bangalore. Check out the dates and enroll with us for our upcoming batches. For more info, link and contact details are mentioned in the description below.
So we have a very good site, as I said, so provided by Terraform, okay, where we have a docs provided by them, okay. So how to write the scripts and all, okay, how to download it, okay. So a very good a documentation is provided by Terraform to us, right? And whenever not only Terraform, okay, whenever you want to learn any tool, okay, so there are good sites, okay, provided by those tools. Like if you come to Git, so there is a Git site where there is a very good documentation. If you say Ansible, there is Ansible Galaxy, okay, where there is a beautiful documentation, okay. Now, so I hope you are all, you do have knowledge, regarding Linux. Okay. Now, so let us see. So this Terraform, requires Linux platform. Okay. So we'll see, how to install this, Terraform. Okay. So in our Linux operating systems. And also this is an open source, okay. So when you come to DevOps, okay, so people are more interested in open source tools, okay. So these are when I say open source, it's nothing but it comes free of cost, okay. Either you take Jenkins, either you take Git, Ansible, Terraform, Docker, okay, and there are a few monitoring tools, okay. Everything will come free of cost, okay. So people are more into uh, they are more into making their cost lesser. Okay. So let me log in. Okay. So you are able to see my AWS console. Yes, no.
Not AWS console.
Okay, fine. So I'm using EC2 instance. I hope you are aware of what is EC2 instance. Okay, so I'm using EC2 instance, a Linux machine. Okay, so I'm connecting to the machine with SSH. I hope you know how we will connect it to EC2 machine with the PIM keys. Okay, yeah. So I have connected to EC2 machine. Okay, so you can see it is EC2 machine. So now, so let us quickly go to this site. Okay, Terraform site. Okay, you can download from here, or you can get a a zip file. Okay, if you click at downloads, okay, so you will get Linux. Which platform you are. Okay, so there are different flavors of Linux. Okay, I hope you are aware Linux, Solaris, AX. Okay, Unix. Okay, and one more platform is Windows. Okay, and one more platform is Mac OS. Okay, now, so I'm getting the 64-bit. Okay, you can just copy this link. Okay, right click and copy that link. Okay, and you can wget it. Okay, when I say wget, so what does it do? Okay, when I say wget, so I hope you are okay. So when I say wget and the link, okay, so it will be it will be downloading to our home directory. Okay, so currently I'm in home EC2 user. Okay, so if I find that file, okay, you can see there is a file here with the timestamp. Okay, 1812. Okay, so I do have this already, so let me quickly delete this. Okay, I have removed it, so let me check the timestamp. Okay, with the date command. Let me again do wget. Okay, so whenever you do the wget, you will get status code 200. That means it is success. So that is a response code. We do call it as response code. Okay, so let me check the Terraform. Okay, it is there. Okay, but the timestamp is still showing 19. Okay, so that is not a concern. So we have downloaded a zip file. Okay, now as it is a zip file, we need to unzip it. Okay, I'm unzipping the Terraform. uh, Okay, I've copied it to test folder which I have created. Let me unzip this file. Okay, so it is unzipped. Okay, so once I have zipped, you can see zip file and the unzip file, that is Terraform. Okay, so now, so what I will do is I will copy this to our binary. Okay, to copy to the binary, what we should do? Can I copy the binaries with the normal EC2 user? Can I copy binaries to with the normal user? Is it possible?
No, no, you need to go to the root.
Yeah. Okay. So what I will be doing, I will be switching to root. Okay, I have copied it to the binary. So let me test it the Terraform once. Okay, you can see it is working. Okay, so it is fetched by the binary. Okay, so that is the reason it is able to fetch Terraform. Okay, whenever you want to test Terraform whether it is there or not in your system, just go ahead and just type Terraform. Okay, if you type Terraform, it has to show few arguments, few parameters. Okay, like every Linux command have this. Okay, you have to do this now. So we have installed the Terraform. Okay, we have taken the zip file, unzipped it. We have installed Terraform successfully. Okay, now, and also to check the version. So how do we check for So like you might have checked the version for different applications. So how do you check the version for Terraform? You can just type Terraform. Okay, hyphen version. Okay, will give you the current version of which Terraform you are currently using. Okay, so now let us see how we are provisioning our resources. Okay, so how exactly we do that syntax the Terraform we will be seeing now. Okay, so when I say, so we are provisioning the resources, so every resource comes there. So like you take individual resource like EC2, VPC, S3, ALB, Route 53, or it may be related to Azure AD, Azure IAM. It may be related to Google Cloud. Everything can be done. Everything can be spin up with the Terraform. Okay, the syntax might be different for different cloud providers. Okay, let me stop share. Okay, let me. So I do have code ready, but I don't want to execute right away. So let us see how that is work. Okay, so let me see. Okay, let me quickly stop share. So let me pick up that for my repo once. Give me a few minutes. So let me pick that a piece of template which I have already written. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Okay. I have the snippet. What I will do is that's fine. Let it be here. Okay. So a Terraform code, okay, which the snippet I do have already. So let us see how this is working. What are the standards to write? Okay, so you take any uh, programmatic language. Okay, so there will be some standards. Okay, it is not like you go ahead and there you write it. Okay, so the first standard. So I hope you are aware of Ansible. So the first standard is never hard code any values. Okay, first basic thing. Okay, so we don't want to expose our variables so that hard code the values and expose our variables. So that is the first standard which we need to practice. And also the structure. Okay, so there will be a standard structure for any programmatic language. Okay, so either you take Ansible, Terraform, Python, or anything. Okay, there will be a proper structure, so we need to follow that syntax. So there is a repo provided by HashiCorp. Okay, so which where they have standardized, but it is not necessary that you use that. Okay, but actually that is the that is the best way of doing writing the code in Terraform, use of functions, use of modules, and all. So we'll see if we have time regarding that. Okay, but this is a basic snippet with which we can do all the things which the Terraform codes are doing. Okay, we'll understand the structure of how we are executing things. Okay, So let me quickly open this. Right. Sorry. So let me open this. What document is this? Okay. So let me quickly open the notepad. Okay, fine. So let us see, a structure of how we write, Terraform code. Okay. So first thing, so there will be something called, main.tf. Okay. So the name itself says. So when I say main.tf, okay, or when you say any programmatic language, when you say main, it is nothing but the actual execution. Okay, the actual execution from where the code is being executed. Fine. So in Terraform, also it is the same. So when you say main.tf, it is the it is the main code from where actual execution of your resources will be taken care. Okay, and there will be something called variables.tf. When I say variable, okay, I hope you are all aware of variables. I hope you know little of little bit of shell script and Ansible. If you see, then we use was. Okay, when you say variables, it is nothing but defining our variables. Okay, for our resources, AWS resources. Okay, how we are defining those variables. Okay, so we'll see that when we write our actual Terraform code. Okay, there'll be something called global.tf vars. Okay, global.tf vars. Okay, so the name, again, the name itself says global. When I say global, okay, imagine there are multiple resources. Okay, imagine there are multiple resources. Like example, you are having a stack of your AWS application. Okay, when I say stack, okay, it is a combined application like EC2. Okay, load balancer route 53. Okay, and if there is any monitoring tool for your EC2, like example CloudWatch. Okay, this is called a stack, a complete stack for an application. Okay, so when you are building a stack for your application, so this is how people do in real time. Okay, so we build a a stack. Okay, so we don't want so few resources like assume ALB and route 53. Okay, or CloudWatch and auto scaling might have few resources which are familiar. Okay, so I don't want to make my code look bad. Okay, I want to minimize it how much ever it is possible. Okay, so that it looks feasible. So I don't want to write those variables one by one to all the resources. So that what I'm doing here, so what we'll be doing here, so there will be something called global.tf vars where we'll be defining our variables globally. Fine. Clear? So you are getting it? You are getting it? Hi.
Yes, it's fine. Let's move on. It's good.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm defining it globally, and there will be something called output.tf vars. Okay, when I say output, again, so okay, the name itself reflects output. So imagine your your resource is spinned up like either EC2 okay, or cloud, EBS or your AMI, okay, you need to give, you will have certain names, okay. So I want a certain name for my resource, okay, that I can define it in my output.tf okay. That is what that is why you use output.tf. There will be something called data.tf okay. There will be something called data.tf, a very important module, data. So when I say data, so what does it do? So data takes the already existing resources, okay. Imagine you are having an AMI, okay, an AMI, not Amazon AMI, a customized AMI of your own, okay, or you are having an EC2 EBS, okay, which you want, okay. So how can you fetch it? Okay, it is already existing in your environment. So rather than so writing the code again for it, I don't want to write it. So rather than that, I need to just use the existing resource name. So I can do that with the data filter, so a very important module, okay. So we use the already existing resources with the data.tf vars, okay. So we'll see how we are defining the data, so how exactly we are using, we'll see that, okay. This is on a a high end of how we are how the structure is structured using Terraform, okay. There will be something called modules, okay. So these modules are nothing but like functions, okay. So where we can reuse the things, reuse the resources, okay. So we'll see, if we have time we'll go through this, okay. As of now, okay, bear in your mind this structure, okay. And one more thing, now, so as I said, the best practice is we should not expose our variables, okay. It should be secured. So there will be something called terraform.tf files, okay. So in variable.tf, what I'm doing in variable.tf, I'm just defining my vars, okay. I'm just defining my variables, I'm not assigning any value here, okay. If you have heard it clearly, I have just defined my variables, I have not assigned a variable, okay. So variable has to be assigned with a value, okay, so that it picks the value and do the needful. If you are not assigning any variable any value for the variable, it is going to fail, okay. So now terraform.tf files, so this is where I will be defining values, okay. Terraform df is something where I will be defining my values, okay. You might ask me, so why we want this file, okay. Rather than this, we can directly define variables and values here itself, right? You may get that out, you have to, okay. Yes, we can do that, we can directly define our variables in variable.tf, but again, as I said, a standard practice, so the value will be hard coded there, okay. As a programmer, I don't want to hard code any value, okay. That is the reason I'm using terraform.tf fast, where I will be giving values to my variables defined in variable.tf. Fine, clear? Clear? Clear, we can proceed.
Yes.
It's
Okay,
clear.
yes, fine. Now, okay, so it is gone. So machine is turned on, turned off. Okay, I'm into terraform directory, right? So as I said, okay, so the best way to learn is from the sites which these products has provided us. So that is the best way to learn. Okay, so because the documentation is very clear. So as as a tutor, I would ask everyone to, if you are learning anything, it is best, the best way is go to the documentation, see, read to the documentation, see few snippets, and try to write the code from your side. Okay, either it is Terraform, Ansible, or any other language. So let us try to see a few snippet of a EC2 instance. Okay. Okay, as I said, so why I'm showing you this from this side, because as I said, it is the best way to learn and practice. Okay, so rather than depending on someone, you can just come here, and see this, how it is working, and try to execute the things. Now, so let us see. You can see, they will have a clear things about this. You can see if I EC2 resource. So this is a resource which we are going to provision now with Terraform, and you can see there is a clear documentation in the Terraform. Okay. So now let us quickly come here. Now let us open our main.tf. Okay. Now let us go one by one. So don't absorb whole code. So that is not required as of now. So let us see only one snippet which we require. Okay. Now, so whenever you are provisioning any resource, okay, in Terraform, so that resource will be provisioned with the resource module. Okay, so here it will be a resource. Okay, so resource followed by the AWS provider name. So assume as instance is provided by AWS, it is AWS instance, it is S3, it will be something, some AWS S3, and CloudWatch. So the naming convention will be with respect to the cloud provider. Okay, and then resource. Okay, we are spinning up a resource, that is the we are using resource followed by the cloud provider resource like AWS instance, AWS S3, followed by the actual name. Okay, so the name, to the name of the resource which you want to give. Okay, so I'm giving AWS instance. So this is, as it is an instance provided by AWS, that is AWS instance. I'm spinning up a resource, so that is the reason I'm using resource here. Now let me quickly change this instance name to something as test. Okay, test. Fine. Then I'm opening flower bracket and closing it. Okay, that means I'm starting something. Okay, I'm starting something. That is the reason I'm using that flower bracket. I have opened it, and when I terminate my snippet, okay, when I close my uh, resource code, I will be terminating it. Okay, you can see here I have started it, so that is the I have closed it here. Okay, yeah, before this resource. Okay, so before this resource, I forgot to tell you one more important thing, that is provider. Okay, so very starting of the Terraform code in the main.tf. Okay, we use provider. Okay, fine. Why we are using provider here? Because these resources are provided by AWS. Fine. So that is the reason we need to provide AWS. If it is for Azure, it will be a provider Azure, because the cloud provider is Azure. If it is cloud, it will be cloud. Sorry, if it is Google Cloud, it will be GCP. So that is how it will work, provider. Okay, followed by region. Okay. So as I said, I don't want to hard code any value. That is the reason I'm using var dot region. Okay, so this is how you define variables here, var dot region. If you go back to previous versions of Terraform, okay, I think we are using 0.12, correct? Yes, no, might be.
Yes.
Okay, Terraform, yeah, fine. So that is the reason. So the interpolation syntax is not there. Okay. So when I say interpolation, it is nothing. I hope you are aware of, at least if you are aware of a little shell script. Okay. So the defining values. Okay, where we'll be giving a dollar and define our variables. Okay. So the difference between previous versions and Terraform 12 is there is no interpolation syntax in 0.12. Okay, that is the reason I'm just defining my variable with the var dot region. Okay, so this is how I'm securing my variables. Okay, I'm giving the region as var dot region. So when I say var dot region, so as of now, so currently my region is Oregon. Okay, currently my region is Oregon. So if you are working in some other environments, okay, so your region might be different. It might be not Northern Virginia or something, some Singapore, okay, or Mumbai, so whatever it is, okay. So the region which you are using, that we will be defining in variables that we will see. Fine. So this will be the first uh, you know uh, code you will be writing in your Terraform. So followed by the provider. Okay. Then you will write the resource section. When I say resource, it is the actual resource. Okay. Resource followed by the AWS, resource name and our resource name which we want to give. Okay. Then I am starting it and I'm closing it. Okay. Now, so whenever you are creating EC2 instance, okay. So let us stop a little, our Terraform here. Now let me come back to cloud. So to understand or write Terraform code, you should be very thorough with cloud, and that is especially from the console wise. Okay, especially from the console wise. So imagine now you are, spinning up an EC2 instance. So what are the prerequisites for that? So imagine I'm, creating an EC2 instance. Okay, what will be the prerequisites for that EC2 instance? So there are few steps while you are, spinning up an EC2. What are those? Are you guys there? Like AMI, like security groups, like subnets, EBS, value. Am I correct? Yes, no, might be. Yes, no, might be.
Yes.
So if you quickly launch, okay. Before knowing Terraform, you should be, as I said, very thorough, very thorough with the AWS. So that the steps which we are following in Terraform are the same, steps which will be, shown from the AWS console. Okay, if you are not thorough with the console, there is no point, you know, there is no way you are going to write Terraform. Okay, so you can see. So there is first configure instance where we do have, different, uh, different details which we'll be filling. Okay, so assigning IP placement groups. Okay, user data, whatever it is. And if I go to storage, you'll be adding storage, okay, AVS values, adding tags, security groups, okay. So all these things you will be doing. But the first thing which you are doing is AMI. Okay, whenever you are creating an instance, you are selecting AMI. Without AMI, the instance is not going to spin up. Okay, so that is the first thing we are doing. Okay, when I create resource, the first thing I am giving is AMI. Fine. Okay, without this, I'm unable to spin up any instance. Okay, and then so the second thing which I'm doing is instance type. Okay, as of now I'm using free type. Okay, the second thing which I'm doing is instant type. Okay, these two are very important in spinning up EC2 instance. So that is the reason my second argument will be instant type. Okay, and then okay, so I can just review and launch it. So by default, AWS will have default VPC, default security groups for the default VPC. Okay, so if I just launch this instance now, it will come up. It will use the default VPC, default security group. But the two important things, while spinning up instances, EC2 instance and the AMI. Without this, you will not be able to spin up instance. So that is the reason the code I have written AMI and the instant type. Okay, instance type is T2 micro. Okay, and AMI. Oh, shit. Okay, the session will go off if I don't do some action. The session will go off. Fine. Okay, now in AMI I have defined some data variables. Okay, as of now we don't need this, so let me quickly start. Let me click comment. Okay, so let me use any AMI from the AWS. Okay, so let me quickly come to my existing instance. Okay, let me come here. Let me go to AMI. Where is AMI? Okay, you can see AMI. So let me copy this AMI. So this is the default AMI provided by Amazon. Okay, so this is the AMI ID. So you can just go to AMIs. You can search it here itself in EC2. Go to AMIs and then it is not owned by me, so it is a public image. Okay, just do Okay, you will find this. So this is the Amazon AMI, okay, provided by Amazon. So creation date is October 31st. Okay, every now and then they will be releasing new AMIs with the latest updates. Okay, so but so we'll be not be using these AMIs. So what we do is we'll customize this image as per our convenience with the hardening the OS. So that is how it goes. So let me give this value here. Fine, so I'm giving the AMI. Okay, so we have known what is provider, so why we are giving provider. So and the provider region, okay, and then resource section is where you are actually creating your resource. Okay, and we are creating AWS instance. So you can see as of now and this resource section will be similar for everything. If it is CloudWatch, your resource will be AWS CloudWatch followed by CloudWatch name, and then few parameters which CloudWatch will take. The same goes with EBS. The same goes with all the resources. Okay, so you should be very thorough, strong through the console wise. Okay, now so for instance, as I said, AMI instant type we have given, and there is something called tags. Okay, tags are very important. Okay, tags are important because they recognize your project, and for filtering these tags are very important. Okay, we generally use this. Okay, I'm defining a tag. Okay, tag name I'm giving it as hello world. You can give add number of tags, so whatever you want. Okay, so and again I will give some training tag. Okay, so I'm giving Terraform. So tags, I'm starting this. Okay, I'm giving some values, a set of values. That is the reason I'm using flower bracket there, and then my set of values are finished with the training. So that is the reason I'm closing it. Okay, and this is the child, and this is the parent. So you can just point out here. Okay, you will see the termination of this. Okay, though there might be syntactical errors also when you are dealing with Terraform. You should be thorough with those syntactical errors as well. Okay, now so let me take this off. Okay, I've deleted these okay, fine, I deleted it. So now we have provider section and the resource section. Now let us see how we are going to run this small snippet. Okay, sorry. So you can see we have defined region here, where dot region. Okay, so but where is the value, where exactly we are defining this? Okay, come to vi variables.tf. Okay, you can see here, I'm defining my variable here, variable region. Okay, in the main.tf I have defined that variable, so that is the reason I'm giving it in variables.tf. Okay, and this is the way how you will be defining. So variable followed by region. Okay, this as this this is a variable region. Okay, followed by double quotes and the uh, flower brackets. Okay, so this is how you need to define a variable. So again you can see I have not defined any value for this variable, as we have discussed in the initial classes, sorry, in the initial starting of the session. Okay, come to terraform.tf vars. Okay, you can see here, this is where I have defined my region. I don't want to expose my variables. So whatever it is, either it may be a simple region, but I don't want to expose that. Okay, and now so let me quickly open again when I have. Use some. Okay, now few things about Terraform, how we are going to, so we have written a few snippet. Now how we are going to execute it, so what is the process and what are the first steps we need to follow. Okay, so we have written the Terraform code. Now the first thing you need to do is validate your code. Okay, so validate your code. So validation of code is very important. Okay, without validation, okay, it is not going to compile. Okay, so this is very important, so you need to validate it. So the command which validates the code is terraform space validate. Okay, let us validate this. Okay, so it is saying could not satisfy plugin requirements. So first let us do initialize terraform. Okay, fine. So whenever you are starting with terraform, okay, so the first step before validation is initialization. Okay, terraform init. So when I say init, okay, so it is initialization. Okay, so you take any db initialization or any other components initialization. When you say init, it is the actual initialization. Now what exactly this initialization has done. So when you are doing in it, it has to be doing something. So let us see what has happened. Okay, now if I do, okay, you can see here there is something called dot terraform. You can come to plugins. Okay, you can see. So these are the plugins provided by Terraform. Okay, whenever you initialize something, there are plugins coming into your directory structure. So that is how your Terraform code is compiling. Okay, now let us quickly go back. Okay, we have successfully uh, initialized our Terraform. The first step is done. Now let us validate our code. Okay, Terraform validate. Okay, it is success. The configuration is success. Okay, give me 1 minute. Let me put my charging, or else it will shut down. Yeah, I'm back. Okay, so it is successfully validated. So, but before success, we need to fail it. So once we fail it, we'll come to know how to make it success. So let us fail this. Now, so I have opened our resource section. Now what I'm doing, so I'm not terminating our resource section. Okay, now let us quickly validate it. Okay, you can see there is an error. And the best thing about Terraform is it will show us a clear message. Okay, a clear message to troubleshoot any sort of error. So go through the error thoroughly. You will understand where to troubleshoot, or where uh, is there any syntactical error or what is missing. Okay, you can see line number 24 in resource section. So in resource AWS instance, so a block of definition is required here. An argument or block definition is required here. It will give your line number and also the section where it is being failed. Okay, So this is the benefit of validating your code. Let us go here, enter. So let me come to line number 24 and give terminate our resource section. So let me quickly save back, validate. Okay, it is success. Fine. This is how you need to validate and troubleshoot your Terraform code if there are any validation errors. Now, so you have initialized it, you have validated it. Now you need to plan it. So what exactly this plan is doing again? So when I say plan, okay, what do what is plan actually? What do you think plan will do? So let us make it a interactive session, rather than me speaking this. So yeah, are you there?
Yeah, the plan will
Yeah.
show you what you're about to execute.
Yes. So the plan. So when I say plan, so in normal language, so we are planning something in the same way. So this plan will show us, what exactly, you what resources, you are going to, provision, how exactly, your infra will look like. Okay. So that is where you will be using, plan. That is why you will be using plan. So let me just do Terraform plan. Let us see what is happening here. Okay, you can see it has shown us, so what exactly is happening. Okay, so you can see here Terraform will perform the following actions. Okay, what it is going to do? It is going to create, resource AWS instance. Okay, so it is saying AWS instance dot test will be created. Okay, you can see the tags which we have given. Okay, and also you can verify our AMI 3C38. This is the AMI, which we have given. Okay, and yeah, so and also you can see the instant type which you have given, that is T2 micro. Okay, you can verify this. This is how, this is, this plan will give us a elaboration of, what our resources are, spinning up. Okay, and you can see below here it will give us, what it is going to add. It is saying one to add, because in our in our main.tf we do have only one resource, that is easy to instance. Okay, that is easy to instance. So that is the reason it is saying only one to add. So okay, only one resource will be created. Okay, clear. So now let us, okay, do apply. Okay, so what we have done till now, we have initialized it. Okay, we have validated our code, we have, uh, planned it, we have elaborated what exactly our infra, look like. Okay, and then we need to spin up. Okay, now let us do Terraform apply. What exactly again apply is? Apply means you are actually applying it, you are making sure your, resources are being provisioned. Okay, that is what is, apply does. Terraform apply. If I press enter this, okay, it will show us, one plan to add, and it will tell whether to perform this action. Just say yes, and and you can see the here AWS instance.test is creating. Okay, our instance is being created. You can see apply complete, one resource added. Okay, apply complete, one resource added, and you can see it has given us the instance ID as well. Okay, copy this instance ID, come to console, go to EC2 dashboard. You can see our instance. is up and running. Okay, so this is the instance ID which I have filtered it. You can see T2 micro. Okay, come to tags. You can see name hello world training is Terraform. So these are the tags which I have given. Okay, and instance is initializing. Okay, so this is how a basic a provisioning this is the basic of Terraform, how it is being worked. Now let the instance come up. Let us wait for 2 minutes. Okay, so meanwhile, yeah, meanwhile, now, so what is the benefit of Terraform? Okay, compared to other providers, what exactly the benefit is? Now we have spin up we have provisioned our instance. Now if I list it, you will see something called terraform.tf state. Okay, you will see something called terraform.tf state. Okay, the main difference between CloudWatch and cloud formation and Terraform is Terraform will have its vision regarding your AWS resources with the state file. This state file will have all your infra details. Okay, so this is the beauty of this Terraform. So it will hold your it will have all the data regarding your infra. Okay, what you are what you have provision, what exactly you have in your AWS infra. This TF state has that information. Okay, that is the advantage of Terraform over cloud formation. Okay, so let us see whether it has. Okay, it is initializing, not an issue. So our instance has come up. Okay, now suppose if you want to destroy that. Okay, now suppose if you want to destroy that, so what you can do, just do terraform destroy. Okay, just do terraform destroy and press enter. So how it is able to destroy? Okay, it is already having the state file where your data is already proceeding. So that is how it is able to detect it and and destroy it. So again it will prompt for a yes no value, press yes. Okay, again you can see want to destroy. Observe this, whenever you are destroying something, whenever you are applying something, you need to be see that what exactly we are getting here. Okay, so how much, what is adding, what is changing, what is destroying, these are three parameters. So you need to have a keen eye on these three parameters. Okay, what is adding, what is changing, what is destroying. As of now, one instance is destroying, so that is the instance which we have spin up. Okay, so it is destroying. Okay, you can see it is destroyed. Let us go to console quickly. Let us refresh it. You can see our instance is terminated. Okay, so this is how a basic syntax will work. This is how we are going to provision our instance or any other resources. Okay, we have seen main.tf, variables.tf. Okay, terraform tf was how we are giving value values. Okay, we have seen what is terraform state. Okay, where it is storing all the AWS in our stack in our AWS infra information. We have seen initialization, validation, plan, apply, destroy. Let us see something called Terraform show. Okay, so now this is not going to work because there is nothing, because we have destroyed it. So what will this Terraform show will give you? It will show your infra, what you are consisting of. Okay, if you want to if you want to see what exactly you are consisting of your infra, you can just give Terraform show. It will give you all the structure. Okay, now let us quickly go back to main.tf. Okay, so let me copy a small snippet here. So here one more thing. Now let us assume now I am having one instance. Okay, so imagine if I want to uh, if I want my count is to be 10 or 15, how I'm going to achieve it? So there is something called count. Okay, so this is there is a count variable, okay, where you can pass some values. So how much count you are giving, those number of resources will be created. Okay, so let us quickly check this and okay, it is validated. Let us quickly apply it. Okay, you can see to add. Okay, because we are adding two resources, because we have given the count as 2, that is the reason it is showing as 2 to add. Okay, clear. So we are not going to do this because you see we have created one instance and we should be aware so what is happening as of now. So let us not do this. Okay, let us go back to main.tf. Okay, now let me copy a small snippet here. Okay, the provider we have given resource. So this is why we are using this backend. There is something called backend in Terraform. Okay, now why we use this backend? Okay, as of now, okay, when you have created uh, when you have applied, okay, you will see you have seen something called Terraform state. But where this Terraform state is storing, it is storing in my as of now it is storing in my home machine user. But if you are running from any machine, it will be stored in your machine. Okay, it will be stored in your machine uh, system. Okay, machine hard disk. Okay, so but I don't want to store in machine hard disk. Rather than that, I want to store it in a more secure way. Okay, now, what is more secure when more secure and more available, highly available? So we do have S3. Okay, 99.99 availability. Okay, so if we put something in S3, so there is very minute chances of losing data. So and as it is our Terraform state, as it is our infra state, so we should be very careful regarding it. Okay, so that is the reason we use something called backend. Okay, so what is backend do? Rather than storing a Terraform state in your local system, it will be storing in S3. Okay, so that is the reason we use backend. Okay, so for the backend, again there will be something called Terraform. Okay, so it will start with the Terraform and backend. So what exactly you are doing in backend? You are doing it storing in S3. So that is the reason you will be giving S3 backend S3, and then bucket key region. Okay, so if you have created bucket S3 bucket, you know what is a bucket. A bucket is nothing but where you put your things. Okay, and what is key? It is in a particular uh, a pointer to a specific bucket. That is what a key is. Okay, and then region. Okay, so where uh, where actual where your AWS is residing. Okay, these three values you will be providing with the backend. Okay, so let us see this. Okay, so let me give a bucket and let us see how it is storing in S3. Okay, come to S3. create a bucket, test. Okay, test hyphen backend. Let us come here, open this. Okay, test hyphen backends. Okay, so we are storing now, uh let us decrease the count to 1. So I don't want 2 instances, so rather than that we'll give it the count is to 1. Okay, so if we remove this also not an issue, because by default it will spin away resource. Okay, so I'm giving the backend. Okay, I created a bucket test backend. I'm giving a key name as test backend. Region is US West 2. Now let us see what exactly this is doing. Before running this, okay, what we'll be doing, I will be removing this terraform.tf state. Okay, I don't want this. Okay, let us reconfirm it. Okay, it is deleted. Now let us quickly validate our code first. Okay, it is successfully validated. Now let us apply it. Okay, what should be, uh, what should be the action now? What do you think, the action will be?
It's going to store the state, the backup in the S3 bucket.
Yes, correct. So now let us, now let me apply it. Okay, okay, it is saying initialization required. Okay, because I have added a new, snippet. So backend, that is the reason we need to initialize it. Okay, so as we have added backend, initially the backend was not there. Okay, there should be a plugin for, backend. So that is the reason it is saying initialization required, error initialization required. Okay, now it is initialized backend. Okay, you can see here successful initializing backend. Okay, and then successfully initialized. Okay, now let us do validation. Terraform validate. Okay, we have successfully validated it. Now quickly Terraform apply. Okay, Terraform. There was a spelling mistake. Okay, fine. Terraform apply. So now the state file should be in the S3. Let us reconfirm it. Okay, it is creating an instance, so let it create. Okay, successfully added one resource. Okay, as of now we have seen, whenever we have applied something, there is a Terraform state, okay, file. Now it should not be there. Okay, you can see here there is no Terraform state file because we have given backend. So let us reconfirm it whether the backend is present or not. Terraform backend, you can see there is a Terraform test backend. So this is our Terraform, this is our state file. Okay, you can just open it. It is not public. I don't want to make it public. Okay, so it will be access denied. So if you make it public, it will be we'll be able to see this. Okay, you can see a backend, the Terraform stateful has created. This is how we'll be doing it, and this backend, can be done by Jenkins as well. Okay, if you are deploying our Terraform with Jenkins, we can write a Jenkins Groovy to store it in the backend. There are multiple ways of doing this backend. Okay, so now, so we have seen initializing, validation, plan, apply, destroy, a resource creation, increasing our count, Terraform state, Terraform show, the initializing Terraform backend, okay, and defining variables and giving the values to secure in Terraform.tf vars. Okay, we have no, when global.tf vars, we are not saying it. Okay, anyhow it is to globally give values in future. If, let us see if we can see that. Now vi main.tf. Okay. Okay, so we have seen what is provided, what is a resource, and then how we are doing it in the backend. Now let me add a small snippet, the important one. Data module. Yeah, before this, I would like to tell one more command. So that is, if you see this code, okay, so if you see this code, so from beginning I have said, you need to standardize your code. But if you see this, it doesn't look like a standard one. You can see there are extra spaces here. There are spaces here. There are, spaces, here. So it doesn't look like a, standard one. So this is not, a way to write a program. So there will be, a proper spacings. Okay, everything should be standardized, not only your, variables and all. Okay, the code should also be, look standard. So for this, what we will do, so there is a command called Terraform format. Okay, so this step will be your third step. Okay, first you need to initialize it, then Terraform validate your code, then the third step will be Terraform format your code to a proper structure without extra spaces and all. Okay, Terraform format, you can see it has formatted main.tf because there were extra spaces. Now let us quickly go back here. Okay, so it has kept the spaces, but basically the format will not will be for the alignment. Then it will be formatting the alignment. Okay, so as the alignment is same, so it has not taken anything, so that is not an issue. So Terraform format will align it to a proper structure. Okay, so initialize it, validate it, then do Terraform format. Okay, for proper alignment. Now, so let us go back to main.tf. Let us see important thing, that is data.tf. Let me quickly capture this small snippet. Come here, paste it. Okay. Now, okay. So now what I am doing here. So I said there will be something called, let me quickly. Okay. So as I said, data module. What this data module will do, it will fetch the already existing, resource from the AWS. Okay. Now, so I'm using something called data module. Okay. So what will be the structure of this data? Okay. Okay. Data dot. Okay. Data dot resource dot name dot id. Okay. So whenever you are defining data, you want to fetch any data module, the syntax will be data dot resource. If it is AMI, it will be AMI. If it is some other, you know imagine if it is EBS, it will be EBS. Okay, followed by the resource type and the name of the resource, and then ID. Okay. So I'm repeating it again. It will be data followed by the resource name like AMI EBS. Okay, and then followed by resource name like AMI name, like EBS name, then dot id. Okay, it will be the data module will take three attributes. Okay, resource name and id. Okay, so now let us come back to our code. Okay, so what I'm doing here, okay, AMI. So what I'm doing, data dot AWS AMI, because my resource is AMI, so that is the reason I'm giving AWS-AMI. You can see, so in resource section also I'm using AWS-instance. Okay, because the instance is, instance resource is provided by AWS, the syntax will be AWS_instance. In the same way, AMI is provided by AWS. Okay, or any other cloud, uh, resources are provided by cloud. That is the reason we are using AWS-AMI. Okay, as AMI is provided by AWS. Dot. So what is the that AMI name which I'm trying to, take out? Amazon Linux. Okay, Amazon Linux is the AMI name dot id. Okay, clear? Clear?
Yes, clear.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Jonah, you are saying something? Fine. Okay. So I'm using the data because earlier what we have done, I have hard coded the AMI value, but this time what I'm doing, I'm taking the AMI rather than hard coding it. I'm taking the already existing AMI with the data filter. Now here I am here I have defined the data. Okay, but okay, I need to filter it out. Okay, I need to filter it out by giving this data. Okay, you are just, giving the value of the data, but actual filtering is not happening. For that one, there will be another snippet, so that will be data AWS and Amazon instance. So how this is coming, how this line is coming, it is coming from here. So what you have defined on that data. Okay, so here you have defined AWS Amazon Linux. Okay, AMI is the resource and the resource name is Amazon Linux. So that is the reason we have given data our resource is AMI and our AMI name is Amazon Linux. Okay, so this is how we will be filtering out, and then this will be a small this will be small things like most recent. When I say most recent, okay, so that means I want the latest AMI. Okay, when I say most recent, that means I want the latest AMI. Okay, and one more important thing for this will be is owners. Okay, this is very important. Okay, this is very important. So what will happen here? Here the owner for this will be AWS. The owner for this AMI will be AWS, as this AMI is owned by Amazon. Okay, so because whenever you create an EC2 instance, okay, the AMI will be provided by Amazon, so that will be in their account. Okay, in their AWS account. Okay, so that is the reason we need to provide the owners, and this owner will be of Amazon. Okay, so so what we have done, we are using the already existing AMI with, for the Amazon. We have given the data module. We have defined the data module here with the filtering. What is our filtering? The most recent, that is true, set to true, and the owner will be the Amazon owner. What will happen in the real time is you will be providing your environment account number as the owner. Okay, and then I have used one more thing here is regular expression. Okay, I have used something called name regular expression to filter it out. Okay, so I have used something called cap here. Okay, which means the starting. Okay, it is starting point cap. Okay, so this will be fetching this AMI. So let me quickly capture this, copy it, go to C2 AMIs. Okay, go to AMIs. Okay, so this is the public image. Just try to give. Okay, you can see. So this is the latest AMI. Okay, so you can see October 31st is the latest AMI. Okay, it is fetching, so that is the reason I have given here. Okay, this is the AMI which is going to fetch. Okay, well, how did I get the owners? Come here, you can see owner. So this owner is AWS, and this is AMI is owned by Amazon. So my owner ID is different from this. Okay, you need to remember that. Okay, now uh, clear so far how we are using this data and how we are retrieving these values from the existing resource.
Yes.
Yeah, good. Okay, now let me quickly save this. Terraform validate. Okay, so the validation is success. So now let us quickly do Terraform apply. Let us see what is happening. So directly I have given apply rather than plan. Anyhow, that is not an issue. Okay, did you see what this happened? So can you tell me what exactly did this mean? So what did you understand? You can
No
see.
change occur.
Yes. Why
Zero
did?
added, zero change, and zero destroyed.
Yes. Uh, yeah,
Do we need to do Terraform init?
yes. Why did it happen? Because I have applied it, but it is saying zero added, zero changed, zero destroyed. Can you make a guess? Because we are already having the state file in the backend. Okay, Terraform has fetched the state file and we have made no changes. That is the reason it is doing nothing. Okay, our instance is up and running here. Come out here, remove this dashboard, running instance. You can see our instance is up and running. Take this out. Okay, you can see our instance is up and running. So that is the reason there is no change. And so we'll see what how data is working. So let me make some change here. So where is arrow mark? Let me quickly increase the count. Count is equal to 2. Okay, now let me apply it. Whenever you are doing something, observe the output, what is happening clearly. You can see the first line is data.aws-ami Amazon Linux refreshing state. Okay, it is trying to fetch it. Okay, whenever you give data, so this will be your output. Okay, data dot, it will try to fetch it. Okay, and you can see here it is fetching from the state and one instance is already found. Okay, this is the instance which we already have. Terraform has fetched it and you can see one more instance is being added. Come to output, you can see only one to add because Terraform has fetched the already your state file and it knows there is already one instance and it knows only one to create. Okay, this is where it is more beneficial than Ansible. Okay, Ansible cannot do this. Okay, and also CloudFormation cannot do this. Okay, so this is the beauty of Terraform. Okay, now let me quickly do yes here. Okay, so now you can see it is creating one. It will create one more instance. Okay, after creating this we will be destroying it. Okay, you can see one is added, so I don't want to keep this, so I will just destroy it. Okay, you can see here again it has fetched from the state. You can see two instances are found. Okay, now let us quickly go back to our state file, our S3 where we are doing backend. Okay, S3, go to backend, test backend. Okay, you can see our state file is updated with the latest time. Okay, so this is what the advantage of Terraform. Okay, so let us destroy it. Okay, so it will be destroyed. And also one more important thing you can observe is so let it destroy. So when you have fetched that you have given the data module for AMI, in the output you can see it has fetched the AMI. See, so how did it fetch? It is fetched from the data from the already existing AWS account. So this is how data filter works. Okay, C38. So let me copy it. Go to image. Go here. See, this is how it will fetch. This is how the data filter works. Okay, so it is destroyed, I guess. Okay, perfect. Let me reconfirm from the console. Okay, it is destroyed. Perfect. Okay, so we have, so what did we cover? So we have covered main.tf, variables.tf, terraform.tf vars, and then data.tf vars. Okay, output we have not given. So as of now, we will try to see that. Okay, data.tf vars we have seen. Okay, and then data filter we have seen. So there are many more filters. Okay, with the data we'll try to see. Okay, and then terraform backend. Okay, and then data filter how this value takes. Okay, and the best thing, as I said from earlier, you know so you can just come out here. Okay, from for the in the terraform site. Okay, and then you can see if you want any resource to be created, just come out to this site, see that how they are doing it. We have done, let me quickly I mean that here. Okay, you can see I have given filter most recent regular expression owner. So owner should be definitely there, and if you want most recent, they should be definitely there. Okay, other than this, the other filters we can use is, okay, you can use filter name values, virtualization type, hvm. These are also a type of filter which can be used. Okay, so in that way, so this is very a very good site to look at the code for an examples. Okay, so now if I do terraform, if you are not aware of anything, if you want to just know what terraform options you are having, just do terraform hyphen help. Okay, it will show you this important things. Okay, so there is something called uh, terraform workspace. Okay, so terraform workspace. So I hope you're having knowledge about jenkins workspace. So what this terraform workspace will do is, okay, in it will keep in one particular workspace, it will keep one state file, and you can create one more workspace where you can create your another state file. Okay, that is what workspace management meant. Okay, so I'm repeating it again. So in one workspace, okay, it will create a workspace. Okay, imagine a type of directory structure where it will keep one state file. You can create one more workspace where you can deploy another state file. Okay, two type of different stacks, you can deploy it. Okay, clear. Yeah, yeah, any doubts or anything to ask?
No, for now.
Okay, June. Okay, this is a high end of terraform, how we are doing it. Okay, how everyone are doing it. So it includes uh, modules which I don't think it is better to discuss now itself, because at least you need to write a few snippets. Okay, that will be you know uh, you will understand how that is being worked, how it is being executed. Okay, so then we can go to modules, how uh, yeah, it is going to work. So before that, I can just Okay, so you can see here in EC2 in data sources. See, the Terraform is giving us many data sources for particular resources. Okay, you can see there are plenty of resource data type resource here, and it will clearly give us how to use it. Okay, so let me one thing. So you can see if you want to create a bucket, so this is a snippet. So I'm letting you know how to use this. Okay, so just copy the snippet. Okay, so how we build a stack. Okay, the resource is created. Okay, now so again, so these values as I said, you should be very thorough with the console. From the console wise, the same console wise what we are doing, the same thing we are doing in the Terraform code. Nothing extra, nothing new we are doing here. Okay, the values the attributes which we are trying to create for the resource console wise, that we are doing. Create a bucket, you will see bucket name region. Okay, if I give something, let us give some test ABC. Okay, region. You can see it is asking for versioning. Okay, I don't want this. And you can see there is something set permissions. Okay, ACL permissions, and then you can just review it. Okay, this is what we are doing from the console wise. That in the Terraform we are giving the same thing. As I said again, resource will be AWS and then S3 bucket. So for instance, we are using AWS hyphen instance, AWS underscore instance for S3. What we'll be doing, as it is all these resources are provided by cloud, it will be as it is AWS, it will be initially AWS underscore followed by S3 bucket. Okay, now let me keep this bucket as test hyphen bucket. Okay, bucket name, and then ACL is private. Okay, I don't want it to be public, and then I'm giving tags. Okay, so now there are two resources here. Okay, so this is how the stack is built. Okay, but there we'll be using modules, so we'll use functions. Okay, so now let us see this quickly. So now Terraform, let me validate this first. Oh, sorry, there is a syntax error. Stuck. Okay, let me take one new session. Terraform validate. Okay, let me validate this. Now there will be two resources. Okay, validation is success. Now let me quickly Terraform apply. Now there has to be three resources. Okay, the plan, the ad should show us two. Oh, it is showing us three because we have kept the count as two. Okay, yes. Okay, we have kept the EC2 count as two, and then S3 bucket. Okay, you can see the test bucket is being created. Okay, and here you can see tags, and the ACL is private. Okay, now just I'm giving the value as yes. So let it come. Meanwhile, AWS S3 test bucket. We can conclude this in our S3 bucket. So Okay, it is still creating. Let us wait for a few seconds. Okay, so there is a error. There is a error. You can see, as I said. So Terraform will show us the clear message, okay, which resource it is failing. Okay, you can see resource is S3 bucket, there it is failing. So what it is trying to say, the bucket name, the requested bucket is not available. Okay, bucket already exists. So let us validate this. And let us apply it. Okay, so you can see here again. Okay, so initially it showed us 3 resources, but now it is showing us only 1 resource. Why is that? Because till T resources, okay, that means 2 instances already, their details are uh, configured in our df state file that holds the data. Okay, it knows, it has spin up already to resource, the data is already there in df state. That is the reason you can see it is saying plan to add only 1, because the resource section of s3 creation has only failed. Okay, but whereas instance creation is success. Okay, that is the reason it is saying plan to add only 1. Okay, let us enter the value yes, and let us go to, you can see here it is complete. Okay, bucket 77 is created. Okay, let us confirm everything. Go back here, refresh here. You can see bucket is created. Okay, and come to instances. You can see 4 instances are running. Okay, refresh it. Okay, you can see there are 2 instances hello world are running. You can check this timestamp. Okay, February 27. Okay, these are launched now. Okay, so let me destroy it. Okay, so at the same time let us go to our state file s3 s3 test backend. You can see the time it is it is being updated with the latest timestamp every time whatever we are doing it. Okay, it is taking some time to destroy. Okay, so this is how you'll be writing your terraform script. You can see here that destroy is complete and it destroyed 3. Go to main.tf e. Okay, this is how you'll be writing your terraform scripts. Okay, so let's come back here. Okay, you can use conditions. Okay, I hope you know what is EOF and IUF. Okay, the agenda file where you can place some context. Okay, you can use conditions. Okay, you can append something. Okay, everything you can do. Okay, and also what see, so one option is versioning. Okay, we have seen versioning, but whereas in our bucket we have not given versioning. Okay, we have just created a bucket and given the tags. If you want versioning, yes, of course, you can go ahead and create versioning and enable it true, enable it to true. Okay, just give this simple snippet, and this everything is coming from the console. Remember that thing. Okay, nothing new we are doing from the code side. Okay, it is just a standard way of defining resources, outputs, data. It's a syntax thing. Remaining everything coming from the AWS console itself. Okay, at the same time, and also you can give the user data also. Okay, in EC2 we can give user data. You can pass the same user data with the EOF end of file with the Terraform. You can append the data. You can uh, uh, make some scripts, PowerShell and Linux scripts to work in the Windows and Linux environments. You can write those snippets also. User data also you can follow. You can give to the Terraform. Okay. Okay. So
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Want to study further? Subscribe to our paid membership to get a deep dive into each and every topic. Do look out for more videos in our playlist and subscribe to our DevOps School channel and hit the bell icon to learn more. Keep learning.